We operate a full-service 24-hour-a-day casino that is 135,000 square feet of gaming space. It has 3,000 slot machines. We have 110 table games. We have 6 restaurants and a hotel.
Initially, when I first spoke with Four Winds, they were looking for 4 repeaters, a number of portables that they said soon would grow. They're looking for the security so that people would not easily be able to scan them. And also they had a need for the slot technicians to be able to know exactly what was going on in the slots and where to go when there's a problem. Tele Rad has been in the business for over 50 years. We are a charter Motorola dealer, a charter Radius dealer, and we have 5 locations in West Michigan.
Well, as an end user of the product, communications is extremely important to me. I look for a system that will give me multi-channel capabilities, that I can always be in contact with everyone else, but I also would have the capabilities in that system for security to have a separate channel.
They asked for 4 repeaters based on their history of building casinos across the country. I suggested that 4 repeaters in the digital mode would actually give them 8 talk groups, which they liked. So we kept the 4 repeater requirement in there.
Randy and I wanted to use the team approach on this account because I wanted the planning stage to come together so we can meet the customer's expectations on how it will perform, what capacity, how many units can work on the system at once. I didn't know how many they were going to be using, but I knew it was going to have multiple groups.
Gabe was instrumental in working through some of the new radio issues that were new to both of us. He did an excellent job of putting together the fleet mapping, which is required because, as you can imagine, there are priorities, who gets to talk to who and who is not allowed to talk to others. So it was critical that we worked together on that. We got to a point where we needed to demo the product, and at that particular point in time, all we had was a pair of turbo portables. Gabe stood on the roof where the repeaters would go, and then our customer and I walked around the entire facility.
And we ran some tests all over the property, on top of the hotels, through the hotel, in all corners of the casino. We also went out to the front of the property, which is about a mile away, to the next road.
So I felt that if we had the repeaters up on the roof, they're going to have the best communications on the whole grounds.
All the signals came through very clear, so I knew we had a product we could depend on.
The online training that Motorola provided was very useful for me to plan and implement the system. They said they only want 4 talk groups, and now they're up to 15 talk groups. They actually have 23 templates that I have to separate by users. I can actually cut and paste the talk groups out of the software, so the software was very user-friendly.
We also have the remote mics that make it easy to use and how they're attached to all of our uniforms. And then secondly, we have the earpieces that we use that are attached into our remote mics, and so we can walk the floor and discuss all kinds of things, and it doesn't go out, and our guests are never aware of what's going on, or they don't get blasted by a loud noise of someone transmitting as they walk past.
The base stations are all rackable. They have their own battery backup hookups, so everything fell into place for the ease of installation. Through a multi-coupler and a combiner, we were able to just use 2 antennas with low impact of looks on the hotel, and they were very pleased with not having a bunch of antennas all around their facility. And so we have, everything is labeled on who uses the repeater. We have put some redundancy where we could actually take and reprogram the repeaters and they become the security repeater. So they actually have backup.
I've talked to each one of the vice presidents that have gotten these radios, and they're just ecstatic over what it's done for them in handling their own departments, handling their staffing, getting people to the right location and knowing where they are, getting a product out. So now we're up to about 335 radios, and there's probably a couple of other departments that still would like to have a few more. But it has done so much for us because there are areas that never before were using radios, particularly this kind that allows them that type of communication. and it has increased our efficiency here. It has decreased our response time when we need to go someplace. The whole system it's just been a boon for us here, and every department has talked about getting more radios just to increase their efficiency and guest service levels a little more.